Okay, so at 6, we'll start, people. Firstly, I'm hoping everybody had a good day today, right? And also in the mood to give a quiz finally. I know we've been waiting for a quiz on this chapter for so long right now. Yeah. So finally we are here. Yes, Surbi, that's right. We have been waiting for so long. Um, Anyways, good evening, everyone. We'll quickly go through the introduction part. I promise within 5 minutes we'll start the quiz, right? So, in the meanwhile, if you all have any friends who want to give the quiz, just call them up and ask them to come join, right? We'll be having a Menti quiz on chapter 4, right? So, cool. As most of you all know, my name is Nikitha and I'm the history educator here at Unacademy Scholars channel, and I take classes for both standard 11th and 12th, right? A little bit about the Telegram Scholars channel. So basically, there's one on Telegram, and the link for that is in the description below of this video. I highly urge you all to go join it, because if there are any updates, as in like cancellation of classes or postponing of classes, you will be given intimation on the Scholars Telegram group. So that will be really helpful. Therefore, kindly go join it. And there's a Unacademy Combat Scholarship Test which happens every week, right? It's especially for standard 9th and 11th, which means it's applicable to you, and you can win scholarships here worth 1 crore. The format is as such that you will be asked 30 questions and will be given 60 minutes to answer these questions, right? And these tests are both in Hindi and English. Along with that, there are live tests available for Android users, right? Again, the link for this is in the description below. Go check it out, enroll yourselves, and take part in the quizzes every week. Highly helpful. And this week in particular, it's going to take place on 17th of October, right, at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So go check that out. And quickly moving on to a couple of Unacademy's plus and iconic features. So when it comes to plus, you can actually sit at your own houses and listen to some of the live classes taught by top educators of India, and all of them are available on one single platform. So you don't really have to juggle between various websites or apps. And there are regular doubt clearing sessions, answer writing sessions. Along with that, there is also provision for practice tests and live test series. There's exhaustive coverage of syllabus, there's mentorship given to you, there's guidance given to you, along with access to study materials which are in the form of PDFs, highly helpful during the revision times, right? And as far as the pricing is concerned for Unacademy Plus, there are 6 ranges, right? The first is a 3-month subscription. Then there's 9, 12, 15, 18 and 24-month subscription, right? So the prices are clearly listed here on the screen, corresponding to each duration. So have a look at them and go ahead with whichever one you feel comfortable, right? And quickly moving on to Iconic, here the features are even better and greater, in the sense that there's personal mentorship provided to you, there are live doubt solving sessions, there are weekly reports. Along with that, there is also provision for direct parent connect, like between your mentor and parent, and also study planners are provided, right? So again, highly beneficial. And when it comes to pricing, the prices are a little bit more when compared to Plus, because the benefits are more, but the durations are the same, right? The same 6 ranges. So again, check it out and feel free to subscribe, right? And before going to the actual quiz for today, let me just tell you that there is some kind of special content which you can actually access, right, by downloading the Unacademy Learning app on your mobile phone from the Google Play Store, and then log into the app, right, and then select the goal, which is 11th standard. And on the menu button on the top left corner, there's an option called Special. Click on that. It'll ask you for a code. You can use this one, which is TUM10, right? And then you'll be given access to the free content. Again, these are very systematized, so it'll help you in your learning, right? Cool. So that's what we have for the pitch today. So we'll quickly move on to the quiz without any further delay. I'm hoping a couple of y'all joined right now. So, good evening and also hi to everybody who joined just now. Okay, cool. So, there you go. The quiz code is on the screen. If you all have devices, extra device or the same device, whichever one you want to use, just go to menti.com, right? menti.com, right? Just go to menti.com and enter the code 55378712. Hurry up, guys. The code is on the screen. Just look at that and enter it. Also, like, call your friends if anybody wants to come and give the quiz. That's also fine. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, there's one of y'all there. I'm repeating the code again. It's 55378712. Be a little quicker, guys, otherwise we won't be able to finish it on time. Try to join the Menti instead of giving answers on the YouTube chat, because that way, like that competitive spirit and all, y'all will be in the mood. So if possible, please join the Menti. Guys, hurry up. All of us are waiting. Is that it? Should we start? Please reply in the chat box as to whether you all want to start or like wait a couple of minutes for other people to join. What's the scene? Okay. We'll start at 6:10 sharp, so whoever has to join, just please quickly join before 6:10, guys. Cool, that's fair enough. I think we can start. If anybody joins in between, they will continue from wherever we are, right? So cool, we have a set of 25 questions, right? Most probably like 20 plus are MCQs itself, but here and there are some true or false questions as well, right? I'm hoping that's okay. We'll quickly start, right? So the first question: by whom was Ali assassinated? Right? Ali, the last caliph, who actually killed him? Was it Muawiyah who killed him, or Karjis killed him, or Bedouins, or none of the above? Who actually killed Ali? You can keep answering on the YouTube chat as well. Um, Okay, nobody of y'all got this right, but guys, we've discussed this in one of the classes where we said Karjis were a group of people who kind of grew hatred towards Ali, right? That is why they kind of assassinated him towards the 660s, right? Okay, that's been like so many days ago, so probably you all forgot or something. But please remember that Ali was assassinated by a group of people called as Karjis, right? It's not Muawiyah, it's not none of the above, right? No problem. You all can boost up from next question. Okay. Question 2. Read the question carefully, guys. Don't be confused. Again, a very simple question. Zakat was a dash. It was a tax. We all know that zakat is a tax, but what kind of tax is it? Is it agricultural tax? Is it arms tax? Is it a religious tax or trade tax? What kind of tax is zakat? Okay, that's a fair answer. Yes, except for one, others are right. The answer is arms tax, right? So arms is nothing but like helping, like arms is helping, right? So zakat is basically a help tax. Okay, we'll quickly have a look at the leaderboard. Rashmi was the fastest. Good job, Rashmi, and therefore topping the leaderboard. Cool. So we'll move to question 3. Under which caliph's reign was the Hijri calendar established? Who established the Hijri calendar? Was it Abu Bakr? Was it Uthman? Was it Muhammad or Umar? Under whose reign was the Hijri calendar established? Okay, that's a fair answer. The answer is Umar, right? Umar is basically the second caliph, and even though the Hijri calendar in itself starts from 622 AD, right? But the calendar was established 16 years later in 638 AD, right? Under the rule of Umar. So don't get confused between 622 and 638, right? Okay. Okay, Rashmi is the fastest this time as well. Good job, Rashmi. We'll quickly have a look at question 4. What was the name given to nomadic Arab tribes? Again, very easy. What is the name of the nomadic Arab tribes called as? Was it Sanam, Kabila, Bedouins or Umma? Fine, that's a fair answer. The answer is Bedouins, right? These were a very famous group of Arab tribal people who used to like keep roaming from one place to another in search of livelihood, right? So it's Bedouins. We'll quickly have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, that might change the dynamics a little bit. Surbi was the fastest, and Beyonce. Okay, guys, if possible, please put down your original names, right? Because to address you, it might be a little bit uncomfortable if you use some random names, right? So from next time, whenever you're trying to join in, just put down your original names, right? Cool. Okay, Tushar is here. Not a problem, Tushar. I'm pretty sure you know the answer, right? So like knowing the answer is more important than clicking on the right one. Yeah? Okay, we'll quickly have a look at question 5. The semi-historical works, which are called as Seerah, in the Islamic history are dash. What are the semi-historical works which are called as Seerah? Are they biographies? Are they chronicles? Are they eyewitness reports or inscriptions? Semi-historical works, Sira. What are they? Okay, that's an all in all. The answer is biographies, right? Very, very important in those times and also very widely written. So many people wrote biographies about kings, scholars, poets, right? Cool. Okay, all of you all got this right. That's amazing. Again, an ex-person by name Beyonce is the fastest and also topping the leaderboard. Good job. Question 6. The Umayyad emperor who introduced Arabic as the language of administration was dash. Very important, guys. Please get this right. Was it Abd al-Malik? Was it Ali? Was it Abbas or Muawiyah? Which emperor introduced Arabic as the language of administration? Okay, that was quick and the answer is Abd al-Malik, right? A very, very powerful king, very, very efficient ruler. He was responsible for, like propagating Arabic to every end of the Islamic State, right? He made it as an official language. Okay. Surbi is the fastest this time and therefore takes the lead in the leaderboard. Good job, Surbi. Question 7. Who introduced an Islamic coinage? Which ruler introduced Islamic coinage? Right? Was it Abu Bakr? Was it Uthman? Was it Umar or Abd al-Malik? Okay, cool. The answer is Abd al-Malik this time also, right? So Abd al-Malik is very, very famous ruler, as I was telling you. To the previous question as well, the answer is Abd al-Malik. Yeah. So he implemented so many programs for the welfare of the activities, right? He introduced all these Islamic coinage like gold coins, silver coins, copper coins, and on those coins, usually the Muslim verses, right? Like the Quranic verses, they were inscribed onto the coins. That is the speciality, right? So the answer here is Abd al-Malik. Okay, this might again change the dynamic. Rashmi was the fastest, not too far away from Surbi, right? Just 4 points difference. Y'all can catch up, guys. Y'all are doing great. Okay, a quick look at question 8. The woman saint who was a Sufi, who addressed in her poems and preached intense love for God by uniting with God, was dash. Who was this woman saint Sufi? Right? Was it Rabia, Aisha, Fatima, Khadija? That was a fair distribution of answers. I'm sorry, but like the answer is Rabia, right? Only 2 of y'all got this right. Not a problem. Rabia was a very, very famous Sufi scholar, right? Like I think she was the first women Sufi scholar. Okay, so Nishu and Rashmi got this right. And Rashmi is the fastest and surpasses Surbi. Good job, Rashmi. Okay, question 9. After the Arabs and Iranians, the group that was rising to power on the Islamic scene was the dash. Which dynasty was it? Or like which group of rulers were they? Were they Buyids? Were they Samanids? Were they Turks or none of the above? Who was gaining prominence after Arabs and Iranians? Quick, guys. questions. Okay, the answer is Turks, right? I kept on repeating this point again and again that Turks are these nomadic people from the steppe grasslands, right? Even though they were not wealthy or rich enough, they joined as like basic minimum soldiers in other dynasties, for example, Umayyads and Abbasids, and later on they grew to become rulers, right? They established their own dynasty. So these were Turks, and as far as Buyids and Samanids are concerned, they are also Iranian rulers, right? They are a sub part of Iranian rulers. So the next famous after Arabs and Iranians is Turks, right? Cool. Not a problem, Tushar, but you know the answer is Turks, right? So that is enough. Anyways, so only Rashmi got this right, therefore leading the leaderboard. Good job, Rashmi. Okay, question number 10. Caliph Muawiyah shifted his capital to dash. Right? Caliph Muawiyah, who was very, very famous, he shifted his capital to dash. Did he shift it to Rome, or to Medina, or to Mecca, or to Damascus? Which city became the new capital for Caliph Muawiyah? Okay, that was fair enough. Everybody is correct. The answer is Damascus, right? Damascus is in present day Syria. So what exactly is the background story for this? When Ali was there, right, like Ali, who was the fourth caliph, after he was dead, another person by name Muawiyah, right, he goes to Medina and he establishes his authority, right? Like technically, as per the rule, after Ali's death, his son Hassan was supposed to become the caliph, but Muawiyah goes and says that Hassan cannot become the caliph because I am more powerful than him, and therefore he establishes himself as the ruler and also establishes another new dynasty called as Umayyads, right? So again, what is another question which can be asked here is who is the founder of Umayyad dynasty, and the answer is Muawiyah, right? So he then shifted capital from Medina to Damascus, right? So that's the whole story behind this. Cool. Surbi was the fastest and Rashmi is still topping it. Good job, guys. Keep going. Question 11. The followers and non-followers of Ali were called as dash. Again, a fairly simple question. Were they called as Arabs and Iranians, Shias and Sunnis, Umayyads and Abbasids, Byzantines and Sassanids? Okay, that was a quick answer. The answer is Shias and Sunnis, right? We've talked about different kinds of conflicts that were arising when Ali was the caliph, right? People broke into two parts. There was a schism in the Islamic religion, and that schism is called as Shias and Sunnis, right? So one part of the group actually supported Ali, right? And the other part said that no, Ali should not become the caliph, but it should be moved on to somebody else. So that was the conflict there regarding who should become the caliph. So the answer is Shias and Sunnis. We'll quickly have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, that's a fair choice. Beyonce is the fastest and Rashmi is still topping it. Good job. Suhana, I'm supposing you're a 12th standard student. That is why you're asking about the class 12 mentee. We've just done one like a couple of days back. So I don't think for the next week we'll be having another mentee for class 12. We just started doing Vijayanagara Empire, right? So after the chapter is over, we'll definitely have a quiz. Okay, I don't know who this JNK Explorer is, but like, hi, good evening. Tushar, yes, I do remember the point regarding the poll for term 1 and term 2. I remember. I'm just gonna ask people after the quiz is over, right? So just hold on to that, Tushar. Cool. Quickly moving on to question 12. Battle of the Camel was fought between which two parties, right? Was it between Umayyads and Abbasids? Was it between Abu Muslim and Marwan, or Ali and Aisha, or Shias and Sunnis? Between which two groups of people did the Battle of Camel happen? Okay, fair enough. The answer is Ali and Aisha, right? So, who is Aisha again? Ali, though all of us know. Ali is the fourth caliph, right? But who is Aisha? Aisha is basically the wife of Prophet Muhammad, right? Muhammad did not just have one wife. I think he had around like 12, 13 wives, out of which Aisha is one. So after Muhammad died, Aisha was not satisfied with this caliph reigns, like caliph ruling. So she waged a war against Ali, saying, "You're not the person who is supposed to take the power." She was not satisfied with Ali, right? So that's why she waged a war against Ali. Cool. Fair enough. Tushar was the fastest, and Rashmi is still topping it. Good job, guys. Question 13. Fairly simple again. It's just one word, Franks, right? Like Franks, we've talked about them a lot. So who were these Franks? Were they Muslims? Were they Arab nationals? Were they Jewish people, or did they belong to the Christian religion? Who exactly were Franks? Decent enough. The answer is Christians, right? To be very specific, these were German people, right? Germanic people. So during the Crusades war and all, they played a huge role in forming the armies of the Crusaders, right? So these were Christians. Okay, I think again Tushar is the fastest. Good job, Tushar. Rashmi is still topping it. Not too far away is Surbi. So catch up, people. Okay, question 14. Sasanian rulers were from which part of the Central Islamic land? Were they from Rome? Were they from Iran? Or did they belong to Greek or Samarkand? Right? To which place / region did Sasanian rulers belong to? Uh, 4 more seconds. Okay, everybody answered. The answer is Iran, right? Iran, again, if you look at Iran or the language of Iran, which is Persian, right? So all of these had a very prominent role to play within the medieval Islamic states, right? So Sasanians, another very important dynasty, they also belong to Iran, right? Cool. Anyways, Rashmi was the fastest and therefore leading it. Good job, Rashmi. Question 15. Copper coin circulated in the central Islamic lands was called as dash. What was the copper coin called as? It had a particular name. Was it denarius? Was it fulus? Was it dirham or drachm? Okay, the answer is fulus, right? So, if I remember correctly, dirham is the gold coin, denarius is the silver coin, and fulus is the copper coin, right? So, I asked about the copper, and therefore the answer is fulus, right? Okay, only one person got this right, which is Surabhi, and okay, she was the only person and also therefore the fastest, but Rashmi is still topping it. A quick look at next question. Al Kanum Fil Tib. It's the name of a book, right? So this book was on medicine and it was composed by Dash, right? Who was the author of this book? Was it Ibn Sina? Was it Umar Khayyam? Was it Al-Biruni or Bayazid Bistami? Who is the author of the book Al-Kanum Fil Tib? Okay, that's a fair answer. The answer is Ibn Sina, right? So I think we've discussed this in today's class in the morning, right? Which we had at 11 a.m. So I was talking about how he was a doctor by profession, but later became a philosopher as well, right? He wrote n number of books, out of which Al-Kanum Fil Tib is one of the most important books, yeah, which almost had like 1 million words written in it, right? So that's again the speciality. Right, we'll have a look at the leaderboard. Tushar is the fastest. Good job, Tushar. Rashmi is leading with not too far away as Surbi, so catch up. Tushar, no, I do not have a different NCRT. I have the same ones as y'all do, but I think you got confused because specifically they mentioned about denarius and all, that they are silver and gold coins, but somewhere far away from that they have talked about the copper coins, right? They are called as fulus. Cool. So question 17. A level in literary and cultural refinement while you're communicating is stated as dash. What is the word attributed to the literary and cultural refinement? Was it nazm? Was it rubai? Was it adab or falasifa? What was it? Okay, the answer is adab, right? We have discussed this in today's morning class again, right? Generally anybody can speak because all of us know a particular language. Irrespective of the language, all of us speak, right? But when there is that kind of literary and cultural mastery over your language while you're trying to communicate with somebody else, that level has a different name, and that is called as adab, right? Okay, Tushar again is the fastest. Rashmi is still topping it. Good job, guys. Question 18. Again, a fairly simple question. Pahlavi was a dash, right? What is the term significance? Is it a language of ancient Rome? Is it a language of sacred books of ancient Iran? Is it a ritual of Muslim community, or it's a name of the hospital? What is the significance of the word Pahlavi, right? Okay, that's a fair distribution of answers, but the right answer is option B, right? It is the language of sacred books of ancient Iran. So again, in today's class only we've talked about Pahlavi and then a new version of Pahlavi coming up when Arabs actually invaded Iran, right? So the whole story we've talked about in the morning. So the answer is B. Okay, Tushar is the fastest. Survi also got this answer right and therefore jumped above Rashmi. Good job, Survi. Cool. Question 19. The first surah in Quran is a longer prayer. There's a statement and I'm asking whether the statement is true or false. The first surah in Quran is a longer prayer. Is the statement true or false? Guys, read the question properly. It's actually a wrong statement, right? Because we have seen why also. Like generally in the Quran, the chapters are organized in such a manner according to the descending order, right? Which basically means the first few chapters are longer, they're larger, and as you go ahead into the book, the chapter's size starts decreasing, right? This is the general order. But there is one exception to it, which is the first chapter, right? Which is the first surah. The first surah is very, very small. It's just an opening prayer, right? And from the second ones, this descending order is followed. It's a tricky question. That is why I've put this in. Unfortunately, only one of you all got this right. Not a problem. Just remember that point again. Okay, Tushar got this right. Good job, Tushar. This might change the dynamic a little bit. Yes, it did. So Tushar is the fastest right now. Okay, that was a blow shot. Okay, Karan, the quiz is almost getting over, but like anyways, the code is on the screen. It's 55378712. So yeah, just keep joining or you can keep answering in the chat itself, not a problem. Karan, I've repeated the code, listen to it properly. It's 55378712. It's on the screen, you can have a look at it. It's on the top of the screen. Cool. Question 20. The first crusade was fought in the year 1189. Again, is this statement true or false? Very important question. Is it true or false? Is the first crusade fought in 1189? Okay, the answer is false. Yeah. Why is it false? Because the year is mentioned in the year mentioned is wrong. The actual year is 1096, right? Towards the end of the 11th century. That was the first time that a crusade happened. So what exactly is a crusade here? It is nothing but some kind of war happening between the Islamic State versus the Christian Empire, right? Like basically religious rivalry between Christians and Muslims in order to acquire territories. So the first crusade happened in 1096, but not in 1189, right? So, but again, what is the significance of 1189? The third crusade started, right? So there's the wrong date. Cool. We'll quickly have a look at the leaderboard. I think Tushar was the fastest and also leading it. Good job, Tushar. Cool. Question 21. The subsect of Shi'ism from which the Fatimids descendant is known as dash. What is the subsect of Shi'ism called as? Is it Sunnis? Is it Ismailis? Is it Ummah? Or none of the above? What is the subsect of Shi'ism from which Fatimids descended called as? Okay, not even half of y'all got this right. The answer is Ismailis, right? So I kept repeating this point that Islam is an umbrella term. Under Islam there is Shiism and Sunnis, like Shias and Sunnis. Under Shiism also there are so many branches, out of which Ismailis are one, right? And the Fatimids, who became very very important in the 9th 10th century, these rulers actually belong to the Ismaili subsect, right? Cool. Beyonce was fastest. Good job, Beyonce. But Tushar is still leading it. Keep this up, guys. Also, like regarding Fatimids, right? Like, who were Fatimids? We've also looked at what their origin is. So, Prophet Muhammad had a daughter called as Fatima. So, these Fatimids claimed that they actually are the descendants of Fatima, and that is how the name Fatimids came into being, right? Cool. Question 22. Prophet Muhammad was born in which place / region? Again, very simple. Please get this right. Was he born in Baghdad? Was he born in Cairo? Was he born in Mecca or Medina? Okay, that's absolutely fair. A very simple question. The answer is Mecca, right? So, but because of conflicts between local people, even though he was born in Mecca, even though Islam was born in Mecca, he had to move to Medina in the year 622 AD, right? And that is exactly when the Hijri calendar starts. Yeah, so got the link, got the connection, guys. Anyways, we'll have a look at the leaderboard. Surbi was the fastest. Good job, Surbi. Tushar is leading it. Okay, question 23. Beth al-Kima, right? This is a Persian term. What was it? Right? Was Beth al-Kima an auditorium? Was it a synagogue? Was it a mosque? Or a library cum institute of science? What is Beth al-Kima? Just 2 seconds. Okay, only one of y'all got this right. Okay, the answer is it's a library cum institute of science, right? So just to go over the other terms, y'all know what an auditorium is, y'all know what a mosque is, but a synagogue is a religious place for Jewish people, right? Just how mosques are for Muslims, synagogues are for Jewish people. So irrespective of the meaning of the terms, Beth al-Kima is a library cum institute of science, right? Again, in the morning itself, we've discussed how translation works for becoming very, very important. So in the process of translation, or for translation to happen, there was this particular Beth al-Kima, I think in Cairo, right? So which was very, very famous. All the scholars from around the globe, and especially from the Islamic states, they used to go to Beth al-Kima and then do their translation work, right? So remember that it's a library cum institute of science. just one of y'all got this right. It's Nishu. Good job, Nishu. Question 24. The Seljuk Turks were once soldiers in the armies of Samanids and Kurakanids. Again, a true or false statement. The statement I just made is a true or false. Repeating it, Seljuk Turks, were they once soldiers in the armies of Samanids and Kurakanids? Is it true or false? 2 more seconds. Okay, fair answer. Except for one, others got this right. The answer is true, right? So, like when this session started, also regarding some other Turk question, I was telling you, right? Like Turks are these nomadic people. They were not that wealthy or rich, but they joined as soldiers in some other empires, in some other dynasties, right? And later they were very, very loyal. Because of that, they grew in their rank in the military positions, and that is how they were able to establish their own dynasty, right? Just remember, Seljuk Turks, nomadic, loyal, and therefore grew in position, right? Okay. Surbi was the fastest. Good job, Surbi. Tushar is still leading it. Okay, one last question for the quiz, guys. Please pay attention. Tricky one, but just read the question properly. I'm asking you all to pick the odd one out with regards to outremer. Pick the odd one out with regards to outremer. Is it Edessa? Is it Antioch? Is it Tripoli or Palestine? Which is an odd city here with regards to outremer? Tricky question, but I'm hoping somebody gets this right. Okay, thank God. At least one of y'all got this right. The answer is Palestine, guys. So again, firstly, to go back to what outremer is, we have discussed this in class. So when the crusades were happening, especially when the first crusade was happening, it started in the year 1096, right? It was there for almost 3.5-4 years. It ended in 1099. So in the battle between Muslims and Christians, Christians won the first crusade. Yeah. So at that point of time, they captured 4 particular territories, and all these 4 territories were together called as outremer, right? So what are those 4 territories? They were Edessa, they were Antioch, the third one is Tripoli, and the fourth one is Jerusalem, right? A very, very prestigious place for Christians. So these 4 places together are called as outremers because Christians captured them from the Islam people, from Muslim people. Yeah, but Palestine, even though it's a city in the Central Islamic lands, it is not a part of the outremer, right? So that's why it's the odd one out. Cool. Who got this right? Okay, Nishu got this right. Good job, Nishu. Anyway, so that brings us to the end of the quiz, and we have a winner. It's Tushar. Congrats, Tushar. But not just too far below is Surbi and Rashmi. You all did a great job, guys. Surbi, Rashmi, in fact, everybody who participated in the quiz, right? Nishu, Beyonce, you all got some answers correct which others were not able to answer. So that in itself is a proud moment. So cool. So congrats everyone for taking part. Anyways, I'm hoping it was fun, right? Okay, quickly let's just come back to the YouTube chat for a while because I wanted to ask something which Tushar also wanted to ask. Just give me a second. Yeah, so cool. Now that all of you are here, I just wanted to ask how many of your exams are over, like in your respective schools. Are the term 1 exams over or it's still pending? What's the scene, guys? Just let me know in the chat box by saying yes or no. If they're done, just put yes. If they're not over yet, just put no in the chat box. Okay, Tushar says from his side and his friend's side they're done. Surbhi says no, ma'am. Anybody else? Any other responses? Okay, Tanishq also says no. I think that's a fair distribution. So I was just thinking, if your exams are over for term 1 boards, then we can start the term 2 syllabus. But the fact that they are not over for you, we will still continue with the next chapter, which is a part of term 1 syllabus, right? So Tushar, I'm sorry your exams are over, but like the others exams are not over, so therefore we need to stick to the syllabus. And yes, okay, that's the point, Tushar. So basically, we'll be dealing with the next chapter itself, like the 5th chapter, from next class, which is on Saturday, right? Cool. So thanks, guys, for responding, and I hope this clarifies your point, Tushar. Anyways, so that brings us to the end of the session for today. We'll quickly wind this session up. So regarding the Iconic and Plus subscriptions I was mentioning in the starting of this session, there's a special offer going on right now which lasts till 18th of October, the occasion being Dashara, right? If you use the code which is TUM10, you'll obviously get a 10% off straight away. But other than that, if you subscribe before 18th October, you'll get an extra 10% off, right? So limited offer, go grab yours before this ends. The code is here. And yeah, if you like the content of these videos, please do like them, share as much as possible, and also subscribe to the channel Unacademy and Scholars in particular, right? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again on Saturday at 6 p.m. in like 6 in the evening, right? Where we'll be starting a new chapter, chapter 5, right? Which is again a very important chapter, but it's not that difficult as Central Islamic lands. So don't worry about that. That is sorted, right? Cool then. So we're done. So if anybody wants to leave, y'all can. But if anybody has any questions or doubts, y'all can stay back and ask. Yeah, I'll just hang around for a couple of seconds. If there are no questions, you're free to leave, guys. The session is over. No questions. Cool. So I do not see any questions from anybody. So officially we're towards the end of chapter 4. Finally, we've been struggling with this for so long. Anyways, so cool. Have a good evening, guys, and also have a good day tomorrow. I'll see you guys again on Saturday at 6 in the evening to start a new chapter, right? Till then, have fun, but be safe. Yeah? Bye-bye.